And now, get ready for the podcast no one saw coming. It's Four Phonies Talking Titans. With hosts Ronte, Corey, Ricky, and last but not least, Torey. It's Four Phonies Talking Titans.
Welcome to Four Phonies Talking Titans again, and in today we got me and Torey. We had to bring him in today for a special look at our offensive coordinator and our defensive coordinator change. We had to bring the coach in today. How you doing, Torey?
Man, I miss you, man. I miss my boys. It's like we ain't been on here forever. I know we had a few bonus episodes. It's good to get back with my people and talk some football, especially Titans football.
Yes, sir. You know, today we gonna hit on the coaching changes. Let's start with the offensive coach, Tod Dowling. He was on the staff last year, but now he's the OC. How's that gonna change, changing from Arthur Smith?
Well, with change, everything is always good, I feel. You know, especially with the Tennessee Titans, they're known, and you look at recent history of promoting from within and you taking, especially from the tight end coaches. I was shocked when they brought in Arthur Smith and bumped him up to OC. You know, he had been with the Titans for a long time, and so he learned the system under Arthur Smith. So Tod Dowling, you know, he's got a good history, you know, developing quarterbacks, working with the tight ends with the Titans, you know, right. And he had a great. He was wonders for Carr, you know, when he was with the Raiders. So I feel like with Tod Dowling, he has the experience. He develops quarterbacks. He makes them have some of their most productive years.
Okay.
You know, I think it's going to help springboard our boy Tannehill.
Okay.
Springboard him to make him, everybody get in that elite conversation. Is Tannehill an elite quarterback? That's all they talk about now on all these sports shows. Is he elite? Yes, he got numbers. He performs well in the red zone. So now we got extra weapons with Julio, you know. So Tod Downing's history speaks for itself on developing quarterbacks, utilizing the tight ends. Tight ends has great stats with him as well. When he coached with Jonnu Smith, you know, Firster's going to springboard as well. That's going to, you know, we got, like I said, you got Julio, you got AJ Brown, we got Mr. Reynolds, you know, from the Rams. So sky's the limit. It's wide open. He can't say he ain't got no weapons.
So basically you saying, Tod, you got the weapons, don't F it up.
Don't mess it up. You can't mess it up. Only thing that's going to hurt him is if we got injuries. But based off of preseason, you're going to have some productive receivers regardless who's in there.
Gotcha.
Have we seen Julio?
No.
Those receivers are very competitive.
Right.
But we're going to cut some good receivers.
Right.
I know how sneaky Vrabel in the front office is and Josh Robinson. They going to try to hire some people on practice squads, injury reserve. They might have to create a broke toe injury or something. Or
right.
Injury, or something. You know what I'm saying? To not get rid of some people.
Right.
You know.
Okay. Well, and you got Tod, like he just got to keep it rolling. I
think my mom could be the offensive coordinator for the Tennessee Titans this year. We'll go to the Super Bowl, you know, because get about Derrick Henry.
Right.
Get about Derrick Henry. Throw it up deep to Julio or AJ Brown. Get about Derrick Henry.
Yeah. Don't mess it up. Don't mess it up. All right. Now we're gonna move on to the defense. It was our weak spot last year. Shane Bowen officially, at the end of the year, they started saying he was the defensive coordinator, but this year he officially has the title of defensive coordinator. It was a shock to a lot of people that he got promoted with the way his position played last year. But what do you think Shane is going to do this year with this defense?
Well, knowing that I was going to have to speak on the coordinators, I did a little research on the coach's background, the coordinator's background, to see what they've done in the past, where they came from. I think Vrabel recognized that it wasn't the defensive coordinator's voice being heard. It was Vrabel's voice being heard. Okay. And Coach Vrabel couldn't he couldn't put all his focus on the defense because he's the head coach.
Right.
So he had to go ahead and say, Shane Bowen, you are the man. It's going to be one voice. I'll talk to you and you talk to the defense.
Yeah, and
you could tell.
And speaking on that, I felt Vrabel kind of threw Shane under the bus at the end of the year to me, because he was like, at the early part of the season, everybody thought Vrabel was calling the defense. Then at the end of the year, he said, oh no, Shane been calling the defense the whole year. So I felt Vrabel kind of threw him under the bus, and maybe that's why he gave him this shot right here. But go ahead.
They have a history. They have a deep history. That's why I was saying I researched them, and they was together at Ohio State.
Oh, okay.
So they went from Ohio State. They separated a little bit, ended up on the Texan staff together. That's why they brought him in, and he has to trust him. He's developed that trust. He knows what the man can do. He's seen what he done with Harold Landry in the third year. That's some of his most productive years when he was coaching DNs, you know. So his first 2 seasons, and every position that he's coached with the Titans and in the Texans, their defenses have been in the top 5 in pressures and third down percentages and stat wise and pass breakups, all that stuff with the Texans. So, I know it's just preseason. I'm basing it off of what I've read and the way the team has been playing with these guys. They're playing pissed off. They're competing against every ball that's thrown. That secondary doesn't look like it's going to be an issue this year. Pressure does not look like it's going to be an issue this year. We're getting an identity.
That's what we need.
We needed an identity.
We needed an identity.
Playing pissed off every play. I feel for teams. It's going to be the name of the game for the Tennessee Titans defense this year is going to be pain from Mr. T and Rocky. Pain.
And what do we call that front 7? The GDC. What does GDC mean?
The Get Dirty Crew. That's what they gonna do. They get dirty and nasty. The name of the game is pain. You got Big Simmons up in there. You got Autry that's gonna be in there. You got Dupree. You got so many weapons. You got Monty Rice that's gonna really help us out to make Evans be on top of his game.
Right.
Brown is back.
Right.
Kevin Byard's got a little pep in his step.
T.A. Tart's looking better. T.A. Tart's looking better. Looking in shape.
Looking better. You know, in shape, getting itself ready for the season, for the long haul, to make this Super Bowl run that we're going to make. I'm calling it here, people. I'm calling it right now. Super Bowl bound. Tennessee Titans.
Woo.
You know,
that sound like Super Bowl. That sound like a phonies, four phonies road trip right there.
It sure does, and we'll be there. I'm telling you right now, odds with 40. Go ahead and place your money on the Tennessee Titans to be there. And you can bank it here, and you can make, if you want to risk a little more money, Titans Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. Quick bet. You know what I'm saying? Just a little plug right there for
at odds with 40. So how does Jim Schwartz? We brought Jim Schwartz back to the Titans. Does that bring a different element for Shane? Another sounding board for him to go off of on what's going on the defense? Some more eyes to see.
It's great to have Jim Schwartz because they got the same type of style of blitzing, bringing pressure, and that helps your coverage be better. So what tree does Jim Schwartz come from back in the heyday with the Titans?
That was
Who was the deep coordinator before Schwartz?
It was Greg Williams, wasn't it?
Greg Williams, the bounty defensive coach who puts bounty out on other teams. I'm not saying that the Tennessee Titans got bounty. I'm saying they playing like there's some type of motivation. You know, we may be having that old guys come back, like Washburn used to have that D line, the GDC, Get Dirty Crew. That D line is deep. They getting after it with the pressure. Y'all seen it in preseason. I know it's just preseason, but from where we came from,
right,
to where we are now,
right,
I would take the preseason defense most definitely off of last season.
Yeah, last year we didn't get close to the quarterback.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's some kind of pot in the defensive locker room that's got.
Leave it quiet. We'll leave that quiet. We don't want nobody from the NFL to hear that. We don't want nobody.
Dinner pot or something, dinner pot. Something.
Yeah, we don't want the NFL to hear nothing like that. So leave that quiet. So that's our resident coach, Coach 40.
Yes,
his
sir.
view on the offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator changes. So everything sounds positive. But before we got to get out of here, guys, we're gonna have to send our condolences to the Reese family. We lost we love this guy, Floyd Reese. He was our GM, got us to the Super Bowl. He built that team.
He did.
Should have won 2 Super Bowls under him, but things just didn't line up. But man, Floyd did a great job. We just rest in peace, Floyd.
Rest in peace, Mr. Reese. I don't know if people realize how good of a job Floyd Reese did, because that was the introduction of the salary cap. We lost a lot of talent because of the salary cap.
Right.
And how he built that franchise, pretty much rebuilt it with McNair and Eddie George, and with the guys that he drafted and the free agents he would pick up to bring in. At the time, we were spoiled. We didn't realize how good we had it. We were one of the winningest franchises when he was the manager,
Right.
Consistently. I know we really hated going 8-8.
Right.
But
we had a lot of 13-3s in there.
Right. But we was really getting champagne results out of beer money, because the Tennessee Titans was not paying a lot of people.
Right.
So he was having to drop and release and pick up people a lot of moving parts with him. He did a great job. Rest in peace, Floyd Reese.
Rest in peace, Floyd.
Congratulations to him. He going into the Tennessee Titans Hall of Fame on the wall.
Right.
He'll be on the Ring of Honor.
Right.
I wish he was still here, but
great
everything
honor.
happens for a reason.
Right. So that's gonna wrap up our bonus episode on them head coaches. I meant not the head coaches, the offense and defensive coaches. And we are gonna be coming next. We'll have our first live show.
Get your popcorn ready.
Our first live show.
It's gonna be entertaining, people. Come see us.
Come see us at the tailgate. Come see us at the tailgate. But before that, we're gonna drop one more episode before that. But on September 12th, come see us at the tailgate. We're gonna be out there. Come sit down with the phonies and talk about our Tennessee Titans.
Come take pictures, hang out with your boys.
Let's hang out with us. And you know what we say? We're gonna be 4 phonies out.
We out.
4 Phonies Podcast. Executive produced by 4 Phonies. Sound design and engineering. Waveseek Media. Music by Motion Array. 4 Phonies Talking Titans.